Hello, my name is Elijah Winfrey, and this is Movies That Move Me, where I talk about the films that made me want to get into filmmaking. I am a writer and director, and if you want to check out some of my work here on this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And while you're here watching this video, I'm hoping that we can start a dialogue about these different films. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't. Comment below. Let me know if you have seen it. Let me know your thoughts if you haven't seen it. Maybe go watch it and then come back and let me know what you thought about it. Okay? We're going to talk about a movie here from 1978. This is one that a lot of people forget about, and they shouldn't. It's a good one. Here it is. It is from 1978. It stars Burt Reynolds. It is Hooper. Now, this is the movie that Burt Reynolds did immediately following the smash hit Smokey and the Bandit. And this was during a time in Burt Reynolds' career where he was the #1 box office guy for anybody making a movie. If you wanted your movie to make money from 1977 to 1982, you needed to have Burt Reynolds in that film. And if you did, you were going to make a lot of money. Okay, so this is the movie that he did right after Smokey and the Bandit. It is also a movie that he did while him and Sally Field were dating. And Sally Field is in this movie as well. So is John Michael Vincent. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of do my best here to explain what this movie is about because it's not a huge premise, but I don't want to bog it down with what some of these websites talk about what this movie is about. Okay, so here's my simple version of it. Okay, Burt Reynolds plays a stuntman named Hooper. And this stuntman is kind of towards the end of his career. All right. He's seeing these new up and comers kind of come in to what he thought he created. And he's trying to deal with that. Okay. He's trying to deal with, being on towards the end of his career as a stuntman. John Michael Vincent is one of those young bucks who's coming up to take his job. Okay. Sally Field is his girlfriend. Sally Field is concerned about Burt Reynolds' health because he has been doing stunts for so long. And so that's a very interesting dynamic there. Okay, but that's basically what this movie is about. It's about dealing with maybe not being the best in your industry anymore. And what are you going to do whenever you can't do your job anymore? But it doesn't take it so seriously that you just sit there with your bucket of popcorn and, instead of butter, you're using your tears. It's not like that. It does have a good time, okay? As you can tell from the poster, Burt Reynolds is blowing a bubble of bubble gum, and it's got Hooper there in that gold, sweet text, which I really like that font. But anyway, what did I like about the movie itself, okay? First of all, I had never seen it before. So whenever I did watch it, it was refreshing to see that carryover from Smokey and the Bandit into this film where Burt Reynolds still had me completely captivated in this film. Okay, I love the relationship between him and Sally Field. Loved it in Smokey and the Bandit. Loved it even more here because this was different. Smokey and the Bandit, he had just met Sally Field's character, and you saw the development of it from the beginning. Whereas in this film, and I want to make sure I'm very clear here, this is not a sequel to Smokey and the Bandit. Most people know that, but in case you haven't, I know I'm talking a lot about Smokey, but they're not connected, okay? My point is, in Smokey and the Bandit, it was the beginning of a relationship, whereas in this film, they've already been together for a long time, and Sally Field is saying, hey, you've already made enough money. Like, we can figure out other ways to make money. Please don't keep putting your body on the line making these movies as a stuntman. We need to think about your health. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable whenever you can't do anything because your body hurts too much. And that to me was something that I thought was very thought-provoking. And John Michael Vincent was very good in this film as well. Overall, it was just a really, really fun time. Obviously, I love movies about making movies. Some people don't like that, but to me, I like movies like that. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing the comedy and the action shots because there's a lot of stunts in here, obviously. I enjoyed seeing those different stunts that happened and how they did it in this film. Also want to make a note, Adam West is in this film too, along with Terry Bradshaw and some other folks too. But I had a really fun time with this film. As far as inspiration is concerned, again, it's all about relationships. And this is a movie that I like to look at whenever I'm thinking about, okay, I want to make a movie about the Hollywood industry. Let me take a look at this. Or I want to, have a movie about relationships. Well, let me take a look at how they're talking to one another. Again, it's that whole dialogue thing that I keep talking about in every one of these videos. That's a hugely important thing to me, is to see how other films do it so that I can cherry pick it for my own. But Hooper is one of those that I wanted to talk about, maybe not so much for inspiration, but just because I think more people need to watch this film. More people my age need to watch this film. If all you ever know from Burt Reynolds is Longest Yard, Boogie Nights, and Smokey and the Bandit, he did some other movies. In fact, I was actually having a conversation. This is where I kind of go off the rails here a little bit, but I was having a conversation with somebody, and I made this analogy. And if you're a Burt Reynolds fan, I want you to comment below if you agree with me on this. Burt Reynolds was somebody who you would go see his movies because you really liked Burt Reynolds. Okay, you felt a connection with Burt Reynolds. He was a movie star. Okay, I feel that our generation's Burt Reynolds is The Rock. Let me know if you agree with that or not. Okay, because I feel like people go see The Rock not because they're like he's going to blow us away with his acting ability, but because we really like him as a person and we feel a connection to him. Let me know what you think about that. The other thing I would also say is, if it wasn't for movies like Smokey and the Bandit, Hooper, Cannonball Run, movies like that, I don't think you'd have Fast and the Furious. Again, let me know your thoughts on that too. But if you've seen Hooper, let me know your thoughts on the film. If you've not seen Hooper, you owe it to yourself to watch it, okay? It's a good one. It's a fun time. Yes, there are some serious themes in it, as we talked about earlier, but I think you'll come out of it going, wow, that was really fun. That was really fun. So that's a movie that moved me. And again, it's all about those relationships. That's the big takeaway from this. Obviously stunts is really cool. Seeing how they do that, seeing the behind the scenes stuff is really fun as well. But for me, what I take from this movie is the relationships and how those characters interact with one another. So this is a movie that moved me. It is Hooper. Go check it out. It is from 1978. It is PG. So have a fun time, and maybe introduce your kids to something other than Smokey and the Bandit, which is a fantastic film, by the way. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching.